Good morning, friends. Welcome to the second session of the day, the first power pattern, the flag limit zone. So, till the fourth session, we learned some of the building blocks of price action trading, the universal rules that's applicable for all kinds of investing, positional trading, and intraday trading. Remember this fact, friends. Whatever we studied, hold it for investing also, positional trading also, intraday trading also. Depending upon the time frame, it changes into the format. All right. If you want to do it on a daily, weekly, monthly, that's investing. If you want to do it on a say hourly, daily, that's positional trading. And if you go much deeper into say 5 minutes, 15 minutes, that's for intraday trading, and that is it. Okay. Price action trading is one concept which is universal across. Okay, I'm reiterating that fact so that nobody will ask me again saying, Ashok, how do we do intraday with this, positional with this? The same rules apply across all the eight bigger concept we learned and the eight enhancers in the eighth concept that we learned. Now let's get into the prime first power pattern, the flag limit zone. Quickly read the disclaimer, friends. And let's start the flag limit zone. Before we get into the flag limit zone, we should realize the concept of engulf. Okay, what is an engulf? Engulf is a concept where the price closes above or below an SR line. The close above the key resistance or support is a must for us to say that an engulf has happened. Let's say the price is going up and then price reacted. It formed a minor SR first and price reacted from the same point. So the minor SR becomes a major SR. Every one of you knows that. Okay, so that red line is a major SR. Now there is a green candle. The green candle breaks the major SR line but closes below it. In the next scenario, the green candle breaks the major SR and closes above it, and this is called as an engulf. The second, in case of this, price engulfed the major SR. This is not an engulf because price did not close above the major SR. Concept is very simple. I hope it's very clear to everyone. Anybody having any questions before I move on to the next slide? Engulf is simply of a price close above or below a major SR line. Of course, it holds good for a minor SR line also. All right. Any questions here? I'll wait for 10 seconds and straight away jump to the next slide. So what is a flag limit zone? The flag limit zone is the first power pattern in our journey of advanced price action. It is a unique price behavior which plays a pivotal role in the flip of a direction. This ideally looks for fight between the buyers and sellers at key support and resistance levels. Now, a flag limit can happen at a minor SR, a flag limit can happen at a major SR. But a flag limit that happens at a major SR is much more powerful. Why? Your major SR is more powerful because more than two times price came and stopped at that major SR. I repeat, when I say a major SR, it can be a support and resistance. Friends, remember that point. When we say SR, it is a support and resistance line. That's it. Now going forward, I am not going to say this is support. Like if I say SR, it is either a support or resistance depending upon where the line is with respect to the price. This pattern has multiple other flavors also. We will learn about it in the subsequent slide. So what is the crux of the story? Whenever a supply demand zone is broken or consumed, it becomes the opposite. The strength of which is determined by the speed at which the zone is broken. Yes, SD zone, SR zone, everything is the same. There is no difference. In case of that, there is one small difference. SR line is a line, whereas zone is not a single line, it is an area. Okay, friends? Now, this translates to faster a zone was broken, the stronger it is. Now, every one of you in this call know what a zone is. There are multiple zone, the four price structures define the zone. Depending, then there are multiple factors which we consider in writing a zone. Okay. Then we also spoke about the odd enhancers about that particular zone. And if you remember, see, which says this translate. Now we always spoke about price coming into a zone. Now we are talking about breaking of a zone. If a zone is broken royally with lot of strength, then there is something that we need to watch out for. Okay, the major reason is this: whenever a strong SR region is broken, whenever it is broken, what happens? The next time it becomes SR flip according to our theory. Whenever a strong support, a major support of 2 points or more is broken, then that acts as a resistance in the future. And how it breaks, how the price comes and breaks it, that is something which we need to focus on. And if it breaks it instantly within a fraction of a time, then what happens? There are a lot of orders that the institutions have kept there which don't get filled. They are unfilled because institutions need time and liquidity to offload their positions. In the previous session, we spoke about lot of time. Price should not spend time there. There has to be strong momentum of departure, strong momentum of arrival. Why all that? If the price takes less time there, then that means there could be some pending orders which we will assume or consume when we come to take as retracement, because we always trade in FTB. And once an SR is broken and it engulfs, when we say engulf, what does it mean? When if the price closes above the SR line, it is a breakout. Of course it is a breakout. Yes, the broken means it's not retracement. It has broken a zone. It has destroyed a zone. Okay. Now we are not talking about retracement. We are not talking about FTB. We are telling a zone would be broken. Okay. An SR would be broken. And once SR is strongly broken, then we will look for retracement. Why? That is the flip. Suppose there is a support line, so I'll try to plot it. Rather than talking, I guess that would be better. Now let's say this is an SR line. Okay, everyone knows this is a strong support. When price comes now, if it elegantly breaks this by any chance, and the way in which it breaks that particular SR is a point of observation and contention, and based on that we will look for retracement trades. Okay friends, remember there is lot of difference between an SR and a zone. An SR is just a line. An SR is just a line. For example, sorry, let me clear this. I'll go and draw it on another place. Just give me a second, friends. Let me minimize this. Let me escape from this. So, okay. Now what I am trying to say, friends, is please understand these concepts, friends. Do not ask, you should not ask me this doubt again ever in future. If you are asking this doubt again, that means you have not understood. Okay, of course, don't mind, please asking me. That doesn't mean you should not ask me. If you don't ask a question, you will never understand. I am fine with 100 questions, no problem. This is a major SR, everybody knows it. Okay, then when this major SR come, this could be a drop, base and a rally, for example, let's say. So this is a zone. Do you guys understand a difference between a zone and an SR? SR are not pivot lines. SR lines are those lines where price stops. If price stops once, it is a minor SR. It stops more than 2 times, it is a major SR. Okay, now this is the zone. So which is SR line? This is SR line and this is the zone. How did the SR line formed? When there are 2 stops, a major SR is formed. 1 stop, a minor SR is formed. Now where is the zone formed? Wherever near the SR, if there is a DBR or an RBD or an RBR or a DBD, then that is the zone. That is the strong fundamental difference between a zone and an SR. So I will wait for 10 seconds. If there is any more questions on this, I'm more than happy to take it now, because it is very crucial. You must understand the difference between an SR and a zone. Don't confuse that an SR is a zone. SR need not be a zone. The zone can happen at an SR. Yes, SR lines you can draw yourself. Wherever price starts, that's an SR line. What pivot? Pivots and all have no meaning. They are just imaginary lines which we draw. Price keeps going up, price keeps coming down. This is a major SR, this is a major SR, this is a minor SR, this is a major SR. What are the SR lines? SR lines are locations where price stops. Very simple, clear math, clear rule. In the journey of our learning, friends, any point of time I deviate from any rule, question me. Don't accept anything that I say. And if at all there is a deviation, I need to give a justification answer, or else I can always say, friends, it has its stop loss. That's all. As much as possible, we'll give a story. Now let me go back to the scenario. Engulf is considered if it breaks a proximal line or a distal line. Did we talk about proximal and distal line in engulf? We said it is an engulf if it breaks an SR line. We will come to that zone part. What is proximal and distal line? The proximal and distal lines are part of the zone. We are now talking about SR only. And remember, a zone can form at an SR. If you guys don't understand the difference between a SR and a zone, then there is a concern. If you understand that SR is just a stoppage point, a zone is a place of price structure, we are good for now. Now, let us move on. Okay, I am going to clear everything. Go back to the PPT. Trap traders reversing their positions and getting out at break even is also part of it. Generally, what happens? Many traders get trapped. Okay, the institutions cheat them, doing multiple things. So how they get trapped, we will have to understand and figure it out. So let's write a pattern. I will write the pattern in a very nice simple way. Everyone will understand. And Girish Gupta ji, flag area, flag limit, everything is the same. Price is going up. Price stopped and come down. What is that? What is that line? It's a minor SR. Then price again goes up and it stops down. So what is that now again? It is another minor SR. Now price goes up and reacts from the same point. Now the minor SR becomes a major SR. And this is the last example I'm giving for minor and major SR. I'm not going to repeat this again. If anybody wants a repeat, they have to watch the video again. Now price formed a major SR. Okay. So I have put lines in there instead of candle so that it's easy. Now everyone understand that there is a strong major SR. Clear, friends? Now what is happening? Price is below the major SR and that major SR has already formed because of the 2 times price stopping. Now price is going up. So what is price doing? Price further went up and then price forms a small base exactly at the SR line. And then quickly makes a strong momentum run in order to break out of that SR line. There are 3 things here. Number 1, price approached the SR line with lot of momentum. Price formed a base at the SR line and price left the SR line with lot of momentum. Now go back and apply our common sense. Forget price action, forget all these things. What has happened? It is price has gone there. No disturbance till the SR line. At SR line, there is a quick war. The buyers are in full control, and suddenly at SR line, there is a congestion. And there was a quick fight. And suddenly the price zoomed, the buyer zoomed ahead. And when they zoom ahead, what has happened? The buyers have taken full control there and killed all the sellers there and went up. But when that happened, there were a lot of pending orders which might get locked because institutions needs time to fill their pending orders. Remember this statement. Institutions need time to fill their pending orders, and at the SR line the base candle formation happened and instantly the price moved there. And that base we form the 2 lines. What are they? What are the 2 lines? What are the two lines? The two lines are the proximals and the distals. Now tell me, what is that? Now at the major SR line, what did we form? A zone is formed. So is SR line and zone same? No. The zone is formed on the SR line. The zone coincided with the SR line. This is a important aspect. If you guys can understand this scenario well, then flag limit is very easy. Okay. So the rally price structure has created a beautiful base, and that base is the zone. And it is not an ordinary zone. Okay. It is not an ordinary zone. It is a zone where the zone is a strong zone compared to other normal zones, because it is a strong zone because it broke the major SR. So it is like this. There was a fort. In simple, common man story, I can tell you, there was a fort of the enemy. Now Bahubali went up. He destroyed. There was already a Ballal Dev fort. He went there. He destroyed the complete Ballal Dev fort, formed his new fort. That is the zone, and he went ahead of the game. And next time, some enemies come down to that fort. The Bahubali team will fight back and push the price up. And the major SR has been broken by the base, and the base has also engulfed the major SR. Tapan, that is correct. The actual name of this is called flag limit. All right, Rajesh, understood. Okay, so now what happened? Now it's very clear. Now we have a strong major SR, and that base is formed, and that base is the point of the zone. We mark our proximal and SR line, and next time I wait for price to come back. When price comes back, what is happening? It will bounce. Why will it bounce? It will bounce because there are pending orders. Because when the price went up, they didn't get fulfilling. The buyers didn't get fulfilling. The buyers only bought something, but they have lot more to buy. So it wanted filling. The retailers bought the price. When the price comes down, it's all retailer money. The institutions capture that level and takes the price up. So instead of a base candle, what if there is a momentum candle? Okay, what if there is a momentum candle? Then what happens? There is no fight, which means the resistance is not strong, which means the buyers are so powerful that the resistance is completely destroyed. All filling is more or less over. We need some base candle there. Okay, and the base candle also closed above the SR line. And that engulf point, that zone itself is a flag limit zone. The base candle length is the flag limit zone. Okay, The whole base candle is the flag limit zone, but I will take trade only from proximal to distal, from body to wick. If I take wick to wick also, it is fair. Okay. So can anyone say, if instead of red candle, can the base candle be green to declare it is engulfed? See, we all discussed particularly that, telling that boss that the base candle color is not significance. It is engulfed because after that base also it is engulfed. No, the engulf need not happen at your base only. It's already engulfed. Friends, remember this. Don't think only base candle should engulf. The very next candle to base candle has engulfed it. The major SR has to be engulfed. That's all. Whether the base candle engulfs it or its next neighbor engulfs it, no worries. Don't worry about that. We already discussed many times. The color of the base has no significance. The presence of a base itself is a fact that there is a war between the buyers and the sellers. Yes, if somebody is asking, sir, if there is a big momentum candle at SR, and if the SR is broken with a big momentum candle, can I assume that retracement may not happen? Yes, the retracement may not happen. Even if the retracement happens, it might not react. So we need a base there. Okay, don't confuse with the color of the base candle. Okay, so the point is, this is the flag limit point. Friends, this is the flag limit zone. Total flag limit zone is this. So what happens? Price broke the price, gave a jerk and went up. That is the flag limit zone. Rangaji, clear? And when price comes back again into the zone, it should react. Is this concept complex? Simple. There is a minor SR and there become a major SR. And at that minor SR, I saw the price is going up, the price further goes up, and finally it forms a base. And base is a place where at the major SR fighting happens. So because major SR is formed, that means the sellers are in full control of that line. When buyers go there, there is a war, and hence the base is formed. Understand that way. And then buyers dominated the scene, all the sellers were destroyed, and further goes up, and buyers took the price up. And next time, and that's when the zone is formed, and me as a less risk trader, conservative trader, I take the distance between the proximal and distal line. If the base is too small, I can also take wick to wick. Now the SR zone, the flag limit zone, this particular zone has now broken the SR line. Now this zone acts as a very, very powerful support right now. Okay, so when price comes back, it will retrace and react. Tomorrow, by any chance, this strong zone, what is this zone? This is the flag limit zone. If flag limit zone is broken, it acts as a powerful resistance. Okay, always remember, support and resistance are only one line. The zones are most powerful because zones give you the cushion to enter and take a stop loss point. Okay, the moment when did the flag limit zone formed? When did you decide that you will take this trade? You decided to take this trade when the price broke out here, when this bull candle is formed. Here only you decided. This thing is not there. You here only you decided that you will trade. In this example, it came in 2 candles. It can even come in 20 candles. It can come in 200 candles. So where is my entry? So what am I doing here? Shivram sir was asking, I will take a trade here. The trade is I'll go long at the proximal line with my stop loss here at the distal line. My target is 1:3 minimum. So 1, 2, 3 roughly here, and my target is achieved. Ajay, is it clear? Mr. Shivram Naik, is it clear? Okay, and never ever think that the engulf should happen by the base. Somebody clearly told, in fact, you know what, in my subconscious mind I didn't even realize that the sub base candle is closing below the SR line, which means the base candle did not engulf it. When I created this PPT, I didn't even realize that. Why? I don't care about the color of the base. What is that we want? We want an engulf. That's all. Whether the base does it, the next neighbor does it, none of your problem. Always entry is based on flag limit zones. Whether you take at the whether you take here, let me change the color. Okay, entry can be at the this point, which is the body to wick, or entry can be wick to wick. That is your choice. In this example, I took body to wick. You can take wick to wick. That is your choice, and look for 1:3 risk reward. This is one of the most simplest price action power patterns that are available. The going ahead, the patterns would be comparatively difficult. There is one interesting question. Somebody is asking if but with the target of 1:3 is more likely to achieve in intraday, what can I carry with positional view? You do this 1:3 in intraday, you will get it in intraday. If you do 1:3 in on a daily candle or hourly candle, it will take days. In intraday, again too, suppose if this is a 15-minute candle, so your entry came in 30 minutes. If it is a daily candle, your entry came in 3 days, and the third day your entry came. Another interesting query is, what if there are more bases at the major SR? Brilliant question. What if there are more bases? What's happening? When there are more bases at the major SR, which means the institutions are getting filling or easily, our probability of success can be low. Okay, we need to have less. What is the fundamental thought process here? The fundamental thought process is the buyers have destroyed the sellers and full control they went ahead, but they didn't get the full filling. So when did they get full? When price suddenly went up, there is no filling. If price takes lot of time, they will get all the filling happily. There should be less fight in destroying. Whenever there is less fight in the destruction, it's very simple. You have captured an enemy fort, you destroyed enemy without any effort. You just put a bomb, all died, all your warriors are safe, you went ahead, which means all your warriors are safe, you are superiorly strong. And when the enemy comes from upside again back to that fort, the entire army will bombard on them and push them away. Okay, and for how many days the zone stays valid? The zone stays valid until the price comes back. There can be so many flag limits where price has not come yet. They are all investing opportunities. They are all positional trading opportunities. Okay, this is the very first pattern of the entire discussion. This is the first power pattern. There are almost 4 to 5 patterns to learn. If you guys have no more questions, let's go ahead. Now the same story. There was an SR line. Case 2. Friends, flag limit zone, case 2. Now major SR was formed. Again price is going up. It kissed and came down. Did this engulf the SR, friends? Did the price engulf the SR? No. Very good. Everyone know what engulf is. Then price engulfed the SR, something like this. So where is the base candle? There is no base candle. So what do we do now? In such scenarios, what we will do is we'll cover both the wicks and take the close of the below candle and the open of the above candle and form a zone. Why? There was a fight. What is wick? What is wick actually? In a single candle, what is wick? What is body? Body is a place where there is full control of buyers and sellers. What is wick? Wick is a region of fighting. Wick is a region of indecision. In a base candle, why will we say base candle is more of fighting? Because body is so small, there is more wick. So wherever you see wick, wick means indecision. Wick means war. Body is good. Body is momentum. So we take that particular zone and those two will be our proximal and distal line, and price goes up, it can react. So don't always look for a base formation. It can also be two wicks fighting out in between with the SR line in the middle. So in case of first case, there was a clear base and the high low of the base can be your zone. In case of the second case, the wick itself is a price rejection. The wick itself is an indication that there is a war, that the bulls did not get their orders filled. Okay, so you can take this kind of trade also. There's one more scenario which is phase 3, where price comes up and opens a gap up. So there is no base, no wick also, full blank at the SR level. What does it mean? So it's more or less like you attack a fort, all the enemies ran away, you are not at all disturbed. It's like Australia wants to play against Kenya. Kenya gave win declare. Sorry, we are not paying. We know we lose the match. And we will take the gap as our proximal and distal line. We will look for a trade. And only problem is in this kind of gaps, there is likely to have a the risk zone, which means the zone level, the entry level of the trade, where you take where do you take long here? Would you take a long trade or a short trade here? Okay, Indresh, you are wrong. Why it is short? Tell me, Indresh, why it is short? The price has gone up. If the price has gone up, we are looking for retracement. When the price retraces, I want to buy, right? Okay, okay, no problem. No problem. So where is the entry? Entry is the point of proximal line. We clearly discussed the zone that whenever we put a proximal and distal line, always entry is at proximal line and exit is at distal line or little below distal line. And since the price has gone up, we are looking for a retracement trade. When price come back to the zone, I am going to trade at entry here, and I'm going to put a stop loss here, and 1:3 would be my target. Shivram sir, is it clear? Exactly. This is not an FTR, Gaurav. This is a flag limit. FTR comes up next week. Okay, if people who are very curious, there is a resistance form a high and pause come down and roast a high. This is an FTR zone. This is the FTR. Okay, every one of you don't get confused. We will talk about FTR next week. Some of our friends are little curious about it now. So Shailesh is asking, Ashok, can I say that there is always a zone at major SR? No, need not be. Suddenly there can be a gap up, no? There can you trade at that level. You trade at that level. Okay, you can say that. You can say that, yeah, because we are anyway playing gaps, we are anyway playing wicks, we are also playing base candle, so there can be a zone. Or rather, we can say not all. We will say we will look for a tradable zone there. Yeah, that can be a fair statement. Okay, we already cleared that the zone itself is a flag zone. That is the point of flag. So why did the flag came? Why do they call it flag? Because this is a flag. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा. Roland sir, clear? This is a beautiful question. If there is a Morabozu just below SR, fantastic. You are still with strong momentum. What if this is a Morabozu candle? No problem. Still the story remains same. That is the flag limit. What is flag limit? There is a resistance. Price went to that point. It fought there for some time and broke it. Is this setup good? There are some interesting questions. Let me use those questions to understand the concepts well. Okay, let me go to, okay, let's keep it as is, no problem. So let's go to the first example, the fundamental flavor. Okay, now how, sir, in the first scenario the close is not the close is below the SR line, we did not close, so how do we mark the zone? How do we mark the zone, friends? We took the zone marking session. We took the zone marking session where we clearly discussed the zone can be the distance the wick to wick, or it can be body to wick. In case of a base, do we ever care about the color of the base? We don't care. Sir, is this a good setup where the base is a gap up? No fight between buyers and sellers at the SR line. The base at the SR line itself is a clear indication that there is a war. Okay, and if there is no base, then what, if the price gaps up, why are we taking it? If price gaps up, price have gone up. What are we doing now? We are trying to confirm if there are pending orders. If price gaps up, which means it was a win declare. Australia went to fight against Kenya. Kenya is disappeared. They ran away from the match, from the stadium. So next time definitely they didn't get the filling. No. Where are the sellers? It just went up, no? Free up move. When there is free up move, where are the sellers? Who can give you buying? There is no full buying, incomplete buying. The gap up is an indication that there is so much excess buying, but there is limited selling. There is pure domination of demand, supply is very limited. Is that is the meaning? Don't confuse anything between flag area and flag limit. Remember this very simple statement. At the SR line is broken. At that point, there are only three scenarios. A base is formed, two wicks are there or gap up. Just mark the levels which we say and mark the proximal and distal line. We take the trade. That is all. Okay, in case of this base, I have taken the proximal line to be body to wick. If you think if you want to take wick to wick, that's your choice. Okay, all the three scenarios are valid. All the three scenarios are valid. Now don't ask me, Ashok, is gap required? No, I never said that. I am telling if there is a base also, that is case 1, if there is wicks also case 2, and if there is gap also case 3. All three scenarios are valid. So all three scenarios are tradable scenarios. Yes, all three scenarios are tradable scenarios. Okay, so don't ever think there is no base. So no, if there is no base, there is no fighting itself. Buyers are in full control. Buyers went up royally. There are no sellers. When there are no sellers, what does it mean? If supply is less, what does it mean? Demand is more. When demand is more, when price comes up, the demand is filled. Think in those lines. Okay, so let's get into examples. Before that, there is one special case which we will discuss. This looks complex. Don't worry, I will try to simplify it. So this is the SR. Friends, this is the SR line. At the SR line, the base is formed. This is the base. So here it doesn't show candles and all. This is base. That's all. Okay. This is the entry line, proximal line, and this is the distal line, exit line, stop loss line. Now what happened? Price broke out. Okay, it came down, and finally theoretically it should come down and retrace from here, but it did not do it. Instead it broke down, which means this trade failed. The flag limit trade failed in this case. And then what happens? There is an SR at the bottom. There it formed a flag limit and bounced below. Whenever a flag limit is broken, the experts say the second flag limit will, the win rate of the second flag limit would be very high. So we will look for a strong retracement trade in the lower flag limit or upper flag limit suitably. So what is the summary of this slide? The summary of the slide is whenever a flag limit trade has failed and comes below, the next flag limit can give you more success. That's all. This is one of the learnings from RTM itself. Okay. So these scenarios very difficult to find. Okay, the theory is simple and the bottom line is very simple, that friends, whenever a concept fails in one trade, the second trade will win. Okay. All right. So now once that flag limit is broken, next is what? The price is coming from the top. There is a support, right? Now there is no SR is not resistance. SR is support. The support again at the support. What is this scenario? So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I will mark it. So what happened once price is broken? Now forget all these things, whatever happened above. Now let's say this is one SR line. Okay, this is one SR line. Price is coming down from the top. That is a SR line, which is a support SR line. Then it forms a base and it breaks down. So when you take in, how do we trade now? We will do short here at the proximal line. Okay, and we will exit at the distal line. And when price comes up, I will take retracement trade. Okay, so do not get into the other concepts. Just for now, we only learn flag limit. We will stick to that. Okay, because I do not want to confuse people with more scenarios now. Kindly bear with me for today. Now let me erase this and let's get into the examples. This is a classic example of a flag limit. So what happened? There is a SR and the SR line is there. When price was coming down, it forms a base there. Okay, and price fell down. Okay, which means there was a war, and there the base is marked. Price retraced for FTB and it came down. 2 TB came down, 3 TB came down, and 4 TB it broke. Okay, but beginners, we will only trade FTB and we don't even touch 2 TB or 3 TB. And I will take you to more examples in the subsequent slides. Okay, so you have to start looking for such scenarios, friends. Again, there is an SR line. What is this? Scenario 2. Friends, it is scenario 2, correct? What we did, we took the lower wick, we took the upper wick and marked the zone. Okay, so SR line was broken, price came down, and when we were waiting to go short or long here, we are waiting to go short with this one as stop loss. Price comes back and it bounces. For me, I get my 1:3 trade. And I always play FTB. Now tell me, look at this. FTB worked, 2 TB flopped. This is why we say beginners only trade FTB. It is hard work, it is pain, it's good, you find it. If you are not finding more flag limit zones in your higher time frame, go deeper. Who stops you? So I had given this assignment to one of my colleague in Traders Cafe. I told him you need to mark at least 1,000 charts. You for phase 1 mark 100 charts and we'll sit and discuss and analyze which will work, which will not work. This is one project which I am super bullish on, friends. This is the project which would definitely give the biggest value for all the I3 T3 students. Okay, and this is a project which will take 3 months. The idea came only after I3 T3, so it is not ready, so bear with us. So we are looking forward to identify the right mangoes and the good mangoes. Whoever is willing to work on this project, feel free, preferably full timer. We don't want part timers to work on, because full timers though we can always chase. 1,000 charts doesn't mean 1,000 stocks you need to study. We want 1,000 examples. Even that out of which in a single chart you might find 10 FTRs. No, I'm sorry, 10 flag limits. No. Okay, we are looking for full timers, preferably guys from Bangalore, so that we can frequently meet and we can seriously do a 1,000 chart study and put everything in a PPT and then publish which are the good flag limit zone, which are the bad flag limit zone, and try to redefine new rules to eliminate the bad guys. Okay, these are all hard work. If you want success, you need to do it. I am willing to do. I am taking one of the patterns, the QM pattern, Quasimodo pattern. I am going to chart at least 500 to 1,000 charts. I'm going to do that. And because I am a positional trader and I'm starting on a real sizable fund from Jan 1st. I already briefed every one of you in our first module, first session. Okay, you are my datas, and that money is going as risk money. So definitely I need to really take that game seriously. And whoever is willing to work on this journey, feel free to buzz. Okay, this offer is open to all. Now don't others, don't worry, those part-timers who don't have time, don't worry, you will all get the output of this analysis. You will all, it will be published in our website only, so never never worry. But those guys who work on this, who work on 100, 200, 500,000 chart, they will be the masters of that pattern. Okay, your eyes will start looking at it elegantly. Okay, my principle is like I am thinking at least in the first phase we need to do 500 charts of all 5 patterns and get into a hotel on a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, relax, have food, discuss, and get into a boardroom and have a deeper analysis of each of the patterns and create new rules. Okay, and that would be a great R&D to do. Okay, and never think from tomorrow after learning all this thing, all of us will become great price action traders. I always say I'm a practitioner. I never say, whenever people say, sir, are you an expert in teaching? I said, sir, I'm a practitioner. That is the safest way I take. So why should I say I'm an expert? And last time when somebody buzzed me, how much you know, Gan? I said 2. I said 2 out of 10. Which means I underrated myself. He said that means you are not good. He said, I said it means that I know a lot about GAN, but I still feel that the GAN is still 9. There is like 80% to be explored. It's safe, no? It's always best to underrate yourself. So we will do the same thing. We will identify the 500 limit zones. We will look at the best flag limits which worked and the worst flag limits which didn't work and try to redefine some of the rules and understand what happened. It's a pure R&D work, and it will be fun. It will be fun. And I'm telling everyone that one good pattern can set your trading career. So the summary of the discussion was never trade 2TB. If you are in good profit, try 2TB or else look for a new trade. I always want to trade FTB only. Let me erase everything. Go back to the slides. Let's go to the next slide. So there is an SR line. Again, this is case 2. This is an, what kind of an SR is this? It is a major SR. Okay, this is scenario 2. There is no base. There is 2. I mean, this can of course be taken as a base. Only the wick to wick is taken. The price went down, went up, retraced, and see this again. 2TB failed. Only FTB worked. Okay. So that is called as recency bias. Sometimes what happens at 2TB works, I think we think all 2TBs will work. Never. Why? What is the concept? We are looking for pending orders. Every time the price comes back to that level, the pending orders are consumed. And you don't know whether it is consumed the second time or the third time. Sometimes all pending orders can be consumed in the first reversal only. In this case, same thing happened. We know there are pending orders. When price came there, all pending orders were consumed. All sellers are over. When it goes up, there is nobody to fight. So buyers dominated. And look at what happened there. And then price retraced from that zone, and that flag limit zone acted as a flip. All of you know the concept of SR flip, right? Now look at the concept of flag limit flip. Okay, when we trade the zone, when we extend it, okay, it acted as a support, and then when buyers there were come in, it went up. Okay, and when we take a long trade, don't take it as a, that is not a 2TB. That is not, definitely it is not 2TB. Don't think this is 2TB. This is FTB, it is over. This is again FTB for long. It's never a 2TB. Don't get confused. It's FTB after the flip. Perfect. Okay, friends. Now let's move on to some more examples. This is the example I have marked. This was Divi slab. Okay. Can you see the SR line? There is one beautiful question. If the flag limit zone is broken, will the zone change? Yes. You might have to readjust the zone based on the base candle formation and the wick formation, or else it can fake out. There is an SR line. The SR line was broken. Rally, base, rally, and see how many 15. 1, 2, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, and so 5 touch it gave, and the every time see, first time it stopped here, second time it stopped here, third time it faked also. So that is why we always take FTB. Yes, you might say, Ashok, we didn't get 1:3. No problem. Because before it gave 1:3, it didn't hit stop loss. That is my contention. We got 1:3, but only at the 2 TB level. But the 2 TB did not break stop loss. So this is a valid trade, and 1:3 we have achieved with this trade. Okay, sometimes we get lot of zeal or the urge to take a 2 TB trade. We will not do that. If you are in the trade, leave it. Okay, this is another stop zone. Okay, it's a kind of flag limit only. Momentum, series of base, price drop. When the beauty is the price drop and immediately took the trade, and the trade is already over. Can you guys make out that this trade is over? So what happened? Price came down. There was a base. They went out, and again they came in. They got the filling, and again it fell further. This can be a cheater also. This need not be the best case. Don't ever think. Many times what happens, if you personally ask me, I want this congestion, I want this fall, and then only retracement. You can always use the minor SR also, because minor SR is also a point where price stopped before. Need not be always major SR, but most of the times major SRs works beautifully. Okay, friends, I purposefully put this example to explain you that this scenario can happen, but I am not going to trade this. I am not going to trade this because it has lesser probability. Okay, whenever you look at both, it can be minor or major, but majors will always give a better win rate. Okay, I don't want to trade it. Clear. But I purposefully put this example to clarify you. You cannot put all colorful rosy pictures, no. That's what most, this is why we always say training is very easy, friends. You just talk anything you talk will become a Veda, but when you really go and play the match, that's where the challenge lies. Okay, so that's why we always say only a trader should talk as a trainer, because a trader knows the pain of a trade. A commentator will never understand playing the game. Harsha Bogle can talk anything in the commentary box, but once he goes on the stadium, then only the psychology changes. And see, post match is fine, but at that moment, the competition, the kind of people around us, trading is also much tougher than a sport. Somebody is asking why I didn't take this trade. I didn't take this trade because what is the theory? What is the fundamental principle of flag limit zone? The price was stopped somewhere, and when price comes there, there is a it's not allowing me to draw. There is a fight, and then price has to fall, and then only if price comes, I will take a trade at that zone. Entry would be here, stop loss would be here. So what is entry, Shivaram sir? It is a short. Okay. Now in this case, what has happened? Price came kissed, went up, came down, did the base, came down, and again took a trade and went down. Which means this can be a fake out also, na? Here it worked. Can everyone understand the difference between the two scenario? Once the war is happened, once the domination is happened, the bulls should take the price. Now here bears are in control. No, the bears should come down. Why it is doing time pass here? See, bears came, bear spot, bear come down, and again why coming back? Which means this coming down is not strong. Ideally it should be bear candle, like strong bear candles, and then probably come I take it. Anirban, give me a check if you understand. I will move ahead. Okay. Next, this is one more phenomenon. Friends, sometimes 1:3 may not happen. Fine. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Okay. Anyway, we are talking about 50% win rate. Okay. This is a strong major SR. Price gap down. Price came. Base formed. Price dropped. Price retraced. We got our 1:3. We are going to short here. We are going to short here. We are going to exit here. Stop loss is this. Short is here. Short is here. Price exactly kissed. It almost touched the peak and it fell down. Okay. This is an odd enhancer. Excellent, Manish ji. See, such things should automatically come. Put it on the paper. Okay. So I am looking for only 1:3. Okay. Yeah. When it see, this is the point. Okay, definitely, some people might, this can be a stop loss in some cases. Again, we need to play based on experience. Okay, if the zone is small, in this case 89.8.45, my stop loss would have 1.5. Okay, you can have a cushion, no problem. Okay. So in this scenario, the price didn't play a long time at the zone. Where did it play? This is a classic case. If it has failed, don't worry. Let's not worry about that. Ideally, what happened? This is an SR line, roughly. Okay, price has come down and suddenly it went down. And then only it came up and give me the trade. It didn't spend long time in the zone. No. Here is the zone. This is the flag limit. This is the reverse flag. Second time I am anyway not trading. I am not going to trade this. This is ruled out. I am only trading this. I have decided and concluded that I will only trade FTB. Okay. In case of an SR line, there is one question, Ashok. There is here, SR is here till here, till here. It's all okay. Roughly, it's all center. These are all the fine tunings that we need to do as time progress. Okay. Let me say some more. Okay, look at this. This is a beautiful SR. This is exactly scenario 2. Okay, this is exactly scenario 2. Okay, this is scenario 2. Look at this, a small cheating. This is a fake out. So to escape such things, we can keep a bit of away. 10% is okay. 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 So when price came there, okay, the retracement, it did lot of basing and then only it take a lot of time it for before it fell. Of course, this fake out also exists. Okay, we can even take it as a loss trade. No worries. And remember, the departure is good. The price has departed well. There is one more interesting theory that can emerge. See, just in case, how to take the second TB to as a win rate. So what you can do is, so thanks to Sridhara sir for giving me that idea. So what we have to do is, when price comes out, we take this trade. No, now before 2 TB, if suppose instead of all this sideways, let's assume that the price came here, kissed and did lot of momentum candles further at FTB, then you can think about 2 TB. Why? If lot of momentum candles happen at FTB, that means the power and strength is lot more. Okay, so you can take a 2 TB looking at FTB, how FTB has emerged. If FTB showed strong arrival and a strong departure, you can think about 2 TB. Friends, I repeat, what we decided is that this is a game of pending orders. In case of FTB, the price will come to get the pending orders filled, so we will get our trade. Now, when it comes the second time, we have seen out of 5-6 examples, only of more than 50% of the time the 2 TB has failed. Okay, so what I am saying is, if you want to play a 2 TB, always look at how the FTB went out. Check the departure of the FTB. Check the departure of the FTB. So let's say this. Let me go back to our examples. Okay, now price came. Now look at this example. This is an example where 2 TB worked. Okay, now price came, the zone is formed, price came up, it touched and it came down. It came almost to the bottom, momentum, fast reaction it came. So second time it can give a jerk. So check if FTB have series of momentum candles and FTB pushes the price quickly away. If FTB have a super departure, then think about a 2 TB. That's the point. So your entry should not be based on how the flag limit has been created. Your entry should be on how the FTB departure is happening. That is a good logic. Perfect. So these are all, small innovations we can do. Okay, so we were here, where were we? Yeah, now this example, this is an example of Aurobindo Pharma. Okay, okay, there is a strong major SR rally, base rally, price has gone up to a lovely level. I am waiting for this trade. Okay, so long at 639. Okay, this is my trade. Stop loss is 625. My target is 681. Okay, if the price comes, Aurobindo Pharma by any chance comes in future to 639, I will take a buy. So this is what I intend to do, friends. This is where I want to bring in the intelligence of price action and algo, and even along with GAN. Okay, now for example, now how do I superimpose GAN here? Every one of you learned GAN, right? Now go and check if 639 is any of the, if between 639 and 625, if any of our GAN numbers assemble, go and check if it is any of our 8 powerful angles of cardinals and ordinals. What is 625, friends? What is 625? Yes. Okay. The distal line is 625, which is a square number. So I should keep my stop loss at 624. Okay, this is how you merge. And what I intend to do it, I don't want to waste time looking at terminal in the trading hours. Rather, I want to spend lot of time in learning and practicing. So what I will do, I will build my automatic robo. I will just put x1 y1 z1. X1 is 639, y1 is 625, z1 is 681. Automatically robo should take care of this trade whenever it comes. Let it come this year, next year, I don't care. When it comes, the robo should take the trade. So which ideally means my job is to only do research and improve my trading skills. Remember this, friends. Statistically, people who spend lot of time on the terminal during trading hours, there is the success rate is very low. You must spend too much, very less time on the terminal, more time on analysis, more time on learning, more time on practicing. So this is where we bring the intelligent into space. Okay, now price has gone up from August. Okay, so October, November price has never come. Okay, and now when will it come in December? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, but someday it will come. If it comes, it will be beneficial for me. Okay, so and there's one more observation. Okay, and there's one more observation here. So at 700, this is a base, no? Okay, this is a zone. Okay. So there is a momentum here. So Gaurav Singh, can you tell me what happened at 700? Where is the level? There is no level there according to me. It has to break somewhere. Uh, Satish, can you tell the time where? Can you tell me the month, Satish? September. See, in September, okay, let me mark it. Correct me if I am wrong. Okay, this is a small resistance. Okay, and this is a small resistance. Okay, they are broken. Okay, and this resistance I don't want to trade because there is no zone here. Zone is here. Price, even if this is the zone, price came and went up. It didn't even touch the zone. Okay. Girish, I will take it up with you, Girish. Okay. We will take one on one. Yeah, I'm unable to understand the point. Okay. Mm, All right. Now, let me move on to my next example. So this is another interesting story. So think about it. So there was an SR line. There were series of bases and side price made a base drop here. Okay, here, okay, I am looking to trade this SR this particular zone because of the strong momentum pullback. And now what has happened is after this, okay, so this base is tested, this base is tested, this base is tested. So okay, there's a lot of compression here. Price is coming into zone and it has reacted. I am looking forward to a target of 1474 in case of this. Who is this? Indus IND Bank. So let's see what happens with Indus IND Bank. Let's track if this trade works for us. Okay, if once a price goes to a next level and subsequently move on to a upper side or lower side, look for the new new flag limit levels. Okay, why target 1474? It's all 1:3. I took the difference of the short and stop loss and I multiplied that by 3 and I just added it into the system. That's it. Okay, pure 1:3 I was looking for. Okay, there is no more intelligence there, no position sizing rules yet defined, because we have not have discussed about any of those things. Okay, this is yet another beautiful FTR. This is one sorry, flag limit which I loved. Price came there, reacted, and okay, here what happened again? See this again at the same place. Okay, the bulls fought and finally bears put the stick price pretty down. This is a very interesting pattern. Okay, see, this is also a support, this is also a support, then momentum bear, base, momentum bear, momentum bear, and see the how price has traveled now. And I am looking forward to trade this. Now when I see at the bottom, this is a base tested, this is a base tested, this is a base that has tested, this is a base that has tested, this is a base that has tested. I'm hoping if price can come to this point, definitely it can be a lovely fall. Who is this guy? Manappuram Finance. I didn't even know who the company was when I was picking it. Gaurav, is this fine, Gaurav? Satish? Okay. So we need to pick for such stocks and wait for it confidently. Okay, so friends, I am sorry, we have not spoken about the concept of compression. Compression is a concept where there will not be any buyers. The price will travel in such an abnormal way where all the buyers will be killed. All the buyers are killed. Okay, and finally price, when it comes to a point where there is strong selling, okay, it will have a free fall. It will, all these zones are automatically broken because there are no buyers here. It will royally fall down. Price action traders should look to trade such trades. If you find 50, 100 such trades, your life is set. But it's a donkey work. Don't ask for skinners and scanners for this. Easy things don't give big money. Okay, friends, let's see how many trades fell. And let me be very, very honest with you, friends. I don't care if any of these trades don't work. Okay, because more than my concepts, more than my technicals, my position sizing, risk and money management is very superior. So there is no question of me giving money to market. These things are only there to tell if I make money, that's all. It's not there to tell if I lose money. There is 100% guarantee that I am not losing money. If I make money, this will tell. If will take away my money also, no loss to me. Even if all 5 trades fail, I am still within the game because of a very powerful position sizing and money management. The day you land with an attitude that I don't care if this trade fails, I don't care if this, and continuously if you keep trading, that don't care attitude will make you a star, because you are not caring because of your arrogance or ignorance. Okay, you are not caring because of your discipline. So now who is this fellow? Motherson Sumi. There was a clean SR. This is scenario number 2. Friends, is it clear? Okay, friends, there's one more point. This is an interesting things which I learned from an expert from South Africa. One of the price action traders, he taught me, whenever you have a good zone and below that good zone, if you find resistances, be confident that your zone would be respected. Why? You see, you are like, okay, if you remember in the cinema Bahubali, when they discussed what is a plot, then they said, how will the enemy attack? They said the boss will sit on the back and on the top level, and the lower level he will send his small warriors to fight, so that people who will go will get killed from them, killed from them, killed from them. And finally, by any chance, if somebody goes and crosses the level to fight the big boss, and they will further get killed. So that is the inner meaning. So that's why I am of the opinion that this trade should work, because there's a lot of resistance here, well below my level, which means this is the like Dawood waiting, and here all is Chota Shakil, Chota Rajan, Abu Salim fighting you out. And finally, when you go up, the Don pushes him down. Okay, so that looks like an interesting example. It came as a flash, friends. No offense to anyone. Huh? Okay, so these are my trades on flag limit, and let's see who works, who don't work. How the zone is drawn? The zone is drawn between the wick to wick, scenario 2. So one interesting statement by Mr. Sridhara, he says some OTA practitioners use resistance breaking into supply zone as an enhancer. Yes, this is an enhancer. This is nothing but the big boss theory. The boss has left his small people to fight the enemies out. When will the villain comes out? He will only come in climax in the cinema. He will not appear in the beginning for hero to kill him. Okay, friends. Now, the summary of our learnings. The flag limit zone is one of the first powerful pattern in our total tradable patterns. Do not forget the three flavors that we learned. Which are the three flavors? Flavor 1, the base. Flavor 2, the wicks. Flavor 3, the gaps. Okay. Always ensure that the proximal and distal lines are marked correctly. If you do a wrong marking of them, it might do fake out. Already we have an enemy called fake out. The flag limit works well for minor SR2. However, the flag limit at major SR are extremely powerful. Okay. So what we will do, Girish ji is asking, can we also post some, major, failed trades? What we can do, is in the once we come back after lunch, let's do some practicals on the chart. Okay, with whatever we learned, all the zone formation, all we'll combine everything put together. Okay, we'll combine everything put together and try to do some practices. I sincerely hope every one of you enjoyed the first pattern, and I have tried my level best to simplify the whole process. And in the subsequent sessions next week, we will get into the complex scenarios like FTR, the Quasimodo, the caps, and so on. I will really come back with a lot of hard work and preparation to simplify as much as possible to the best of my ability. So you guys have a lunch now. So I will come back um, after an hour. So we will connect at 2:30. Okay, I'm rushing home for lunch. I'm in office. I've got an invite to come for lunch. I said I'm coming. So if there is 5-10 minutes here and there delay, kindly bear with me. Okay. So to as of now, 2:30 is our time. Take care, friends. Have lunch and let's get into the next action at 2:30 sharp. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.